Intervals. Alright, why did I play that? And then the first one demonstrates the smallest interval in music is a half step. So here we're looking at the notes C in terms of the key of C, right? So a half step up from C is C sharp. It's a very powerful dissonant interval. It's used a lot in music. Creates tension, and it's just, you can almost hear the sound waves clashing with each other. Now, on the other hand, I played this. This is 5 away from the lower note, right? So this interval is a fifth, also called a perfect fifth, from C to G. You can count the notes in between. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's one of the most pleasing intervals. It is consonant. This other one is dissonant. There are two keywords: consonant, dissonant. Basically, it's like how much are the sound waves clashing with each other. Obviously, you can hear it on that. On here, it sounds pleasing, sounds peaceful or at rest. So intervals are important because you can create that feeling of dread and tension like in a horror movie, or just a nice soothing sound. So this is called a major third. The distance between this note and this note has 3 keys in between. So, or 4 half steps, right? So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes this chord. If we add this fifth, we have a root note, major third, and a fifth. Now you've just built the chord C major in the key of C. So intervals are used to describe chords and scales, pretty much everything in music. And you can hear that just knowing the intervals to use on these chords can give you a happy sounding chord or a sad sounding chord. Because the difference is right here in this distance between these two notes. You can hear the dissonance in this. You can hear the consonants in this. The complementary ringing of those two frequencies together. You add this, another consonant interval. So you have root, major third, perfect fifth. Then you add an octave note. You hear that a lot, right? Now you want to make it sad? Okay, we'll play a minor chord. Now there's another important interval, which is a perfect fourth. It also sounds fairly pleasing, fairly consonant. Not as consonant as a perfect fifth. And you'll hear that used in this chord. This is called a suspended fourth. So if you have a major chord, C major, lower the third, make it minor. Now in music you'll also hear, well, if you raise this third, so same thing, you get a little bit of feeling of not being at rest or settled. It wants to go back to this. Same thing here, we could insert this. This would be a major second. So instead of being a major chord, you can play a suspended second. You hear that a lot in music. People go between the suspended fourth and the major chord, suspended second, major chord. So these intervals are important because the distance between these notes determines the way things sound and feel. There's a huge difference between this and this. So I hope you found this useful. And you can see the power of understanding a couple simple things in music can really change your ability to make things sound anywhere between scary and soothing, and everything in between. And then, when you understand beyond the intervals and you understand chords and which chords go together, you can really start to paint a certain picture with a certain vibe just based on the chords and melodies you play. You don't have to understand a ton of it. But understanding just a little bit allows you to kind of control the way you want your composition or your music or your chords or whatever to sound. You want to control whether someone feels happy or sad or tense during certain points of your song or your music. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe.